That's correct. And, of course, anybody who has any financial background whatsoever looks at this thing and says, I mean, these are the guys that caused this thing. How can we allow them to take us out of it? And which is ridiculous. But anyway, the recruiting is for to do exactly as you said, but it goes one step further. The concept behind the thought pattern of the elitists is that all the money in America, all the wealth in the world for that matter, belongs to them. It does not belong to you. You have it on a temporary basis. And so consequently, I think that what they're going to do eventually, and other countries will follow, they will probably set up currency controls of some kind, not right away, in the future, maybe 2 or 3 years down the line when inflation is going bonkers again. But these are some of the things that...
Well, that's what they're announcing. They're saying in Australia they're going to make people go to chips, no more cash. Even if you use cash here, it's going to be tied to a thumbprint or a face print to, quote, stop the underground economy. And this really is a worldwide financial dictatorship run by intelligence agents. Bob, back when you were in intelligence, before you got into finance, they told you guys you were doing what you were doing, fighting the dirty commies. And there was some truth to that. But now, how are they going to recruit these bankers and people to go around butchering America and forcibly taking over corporations? I mean, they're saying the Fed is going to go in and reorganize the economy and grab whatever industries they want, where basically only select crony capitalist institutions are going to be allowed to even survive, much less prosper. I mean, the people that are being recruited by CIA, are they either idiots or are they just outright evil and are going to enjoy being able to go out and commit crime?
Well, usually, unfortunately, they draw some of the best people. And my experience with the people that I was involved with, they were all extraordinarily bright. But at that time, we didn't have the things going on that we have today. And today, there are not jobs out there for people who are sometimes double and triple degreed. And so out of the fact that they can't get a job anywhere that's decent, if the CIA offers them a good position, they're going to take it because they're going to say, if I don't take it, I'm not going to eat.
And so they take our tax money and then hire economic goons to literally go around and blow out what's left of U.S. companies so they can be looted off to the international list. I mean, that's what's happening, Bob.
That's right. And the police are in America with this federalization are in the same bag. I mean, they either quit their job or become part of the program. This is how they capture people. And, unless you want to leave your job, there's no way out. You got to stay and do the dirty work of the bad guys.
My God, Bob, they're announcing unemployment numbers exploding, housing prices plunging even faster. The Fed coming out and saying, forget having a Bank of the World, they're still going to have that, and global currency controls and global interest rate controls and setting global taxes to stop tax avoidance havens, as the OECD says. Can you explain to people what it means that the Fed is jumping directly 2 or 3 pieces to the end game immediately? I didn't see that happening.
I didn't either, and I was really shocked that they went this way, in this offensive way, as a defense. But, in psychological warfare, this is the kind of thing that you do. And what they're asking for is U.S. and then probably world financial domination. And you're absolutely right. And, you talk about these offshore accounts. The U.S. Treasury has had, as well as the Fed, do have secret offshore accounts. And they go through the American system, like in the bond market, and they will buy bonds, and we can't tell that they're doing that because we can't investigate them. If this bill passed, we can find out what they're doing. And then you run into money laundering. There's all sorts of real horrible things are going to be exposed.
You think we'd find something 1,000 times, 100 times worse than Madoff and others if we ever audited the Fed, Bob?
Absolutely. And incidentally, now that you bring up Mr. Madoff, and that was a scam, not a Ponzi scheme, I have to refer to Mr. Greenberg, who was the head of AIG, and he testified yesterday, and when he essentially stole the stock in the company and put it into Star Investments from AIG, he hired a jet with guards, and they took the certificates of AIG stock and put them in offshore accounts. Now, you hear about these offshore accounts, and you hear about the U.S. government running all over the place trying to find out who's got them, and they don't touch top members of the Illuminati.
That's right. You got the big kingpins, and they'll fry a few mid-level ones to pacify the public, while meanwhile they're testifying in Congress that they're stealing everything blind right in front of everybody. That's like the Pentagon when they said, you got $2 trillion missing, and they said, yeah, we're not going to tell you where it is. We got the Predator drones, people. We'll take over. Yeah. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Your calls are coming up in the next segment at 1-800-259-9231. Bob Chapman. I'm sure you saw the ACLU letter and even mainstream news outlets reporting the incredible headline, all protest terrorism. And another headline, all acts of protest, low-level terrorism. All of the Army soldiers are now being taught as part of their security training that protesting is illegal and anti-government and anti-American. You dovetail that with a DHS report saying veterans are terrorists, gun owners are terrorists, people with third-party bumper stickers are terrorists. I mean, this is so outrageously un-American and tyrannical. It's so patently obvious that the people teaching this are the terrorists. I mean, this is right out of the Soviet Union, right out of Nazi Germany. Where do you see this going? Or like you said with the PSYOP, are they just trying to be so incredibly off the chart, obvious with their tyranny, that they think people are just going to accept it and go, yes, protesting is illegal, never allowed in America?
Well, I think that that's what their intention is, and whether they're going to be successful or not remains to be seen. Our armed forces personnel are not stupid, and they're going to say to themselves, no, this isn't right, and 90% of them will think that way. And so they may be making noises to condition people, particularly in the military, and people who hear about it, about anybody who disagrees is a terrorist. It's not going to be bought, but it'll scare some people, there's no question. I mean, you have, again, almost half the people in America are functionally illiterate, and they'll unfortunately believe everything.
Well, Bob, I think you just hit it. This is meant to be obviously tyranny, and it's meant to make all the thinking people go, whoa, we really do have a tyranny. I better shut up. It's meant to be a bullying, chilling effect, and if we shut up and let them bully us, then the real corruption and oppression comes in.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and that's a good take on it. But underlying the whole thing, you can see the direction that they're going in, and that direction is toward total government. And you know, every day we come up with another facet of what they're trying to do, and you can imagine the many people that they have planning these things. I wouldn't doubt it that they had hundreds of thousands of people coming up with these ideas every day via the foundations and think tanks and within governments. And don't forget, the governments all connect with each other. They all see each other at the Bilderberger meetings. And so they're all linked together. And so an idea comes out of a think tank in Germany, and it's spread throughout all of the other illuminous conclaves, and it becomes a project. And that's where they get these things from. And, you know, the public has got to understand they have an endless amount of money, and they work 24 hours a day at this. And, you know, you and I and people like us have a mountainous job trying to get the word to the public of what they're doing and why they're doing it. And in this case, why they're doing it, again, is conditioning. They want you to think that anybody who says anything or criticizes government in any way is a terrorist.